The stretch command is a unique command in the fact that to select objects for the stretch command, you have to do it with a crossing window or a crossing polygon or a crossing lasso. Um, if you pick and then move to the left, you'll always get a crossing type of selection process. Think of stretch as a move for definition points. A line has two definition points. It's two endpoints. An arc has two definition points. It's two endpoints. A circle has a single definition point, just its center point. Let's kind of examine that. If I go up here, here's my stretch command, and I pick it, AutoCAD even tells you that you have to select objects with a crossing window or a crossing polygon. And I'll show you how to make a crossing polygon in a few minutes. But I'll just pick where there isn't anything. And then I'll drag to the left. I picked and let go, and now I'm picking and letting go. And I got those objects, and I hit enter. And then I got to pick a base point. And then I move straight up, and I give it a distance of 0.5, and I'm using direct distance entry. I'm dragging vertically with my polar tracking turned on, and I'm directly typing in the distance I want it to move in that direction. And what I'm getting to move are just the two endpoints. Now there happens to be each endpoint of the horizontal line along the top inside of that crossing window, and the upper endpoints of the two vertical lines are inside there. So it's really those two vertical lines that are stretching, and the top line is actually moving because we're really just moving definition points. When I hit enter, my rectangle is completed. If I do stretch again, which I can do with an S, S is the keyboard shortcut for stretch, and I can pick and drag here, and then I pick. Notice that if I go in this direction, it's stretching. If I go in this direction, it's kind of squishing, I guess. So maybe stretch wasn't such a great name for it. But you're going to be stretching it in the direction that you're dragging. And just another, I'll do stretch again and pick this. And notice that we don't have to go vertically. We can go in any direction we want. We kind of make it into a parallelogram. It's up to you to kind of keep an eye on things and making sure you're dragging, you're dragging in the right direction. If I do a stretch on this group of objects, all of them move. I'm just going to do an arbitrary pick and pick type thing, not really worry about an exact distance. But notice that that line moved and all of the endpoints moved with it because they were all inside of the crossing window. If I do a stretch over here, notice that the arc, the other end point of the arc and the whole line stays stuck. This point of the line stays stuck, but just the end point of the line and the other end point of the arc are stretching to a new location. Let's go up here. Let's say for some reason or other this line and this line don't need to be stretched. They can just stay where they are. But I want these two and these two to actually stretch along with this line. I can do stretch, and I can type in CP, which we'll call the crossing polyline, rather than just creating an implied window by picking and dragging to the left. When I go with a crossing polyline and I hit enter, it'll ask me for the first point, and I can come over here and go down here, and you can see that it's a green dashed line, just like when we have our green rectangle. Notice that I'm not intersecting. I don't know what might happen if I were to pick right here and end the process. Let's get it kind of over here so we got kind of a green filled in shape. And I hit enter to say I'm done forming my polygon, and I'll hit enter to say I'm done selecting objects, and pick and drag, and you can see that those stayed stuck. I'm going to undo. We could do the exact same thing with a lasso by picking and holding the pick button down and moving to the left and just kind of coming through here and getting out here. and we made the exact same thing happen. Kind of fancy stuff to play around with, but you really won't do that all that often. If I were to stretch in this area, I'll do an S, and I'll kind of pick way up here, and I'll come like right there. And even though that circle highlights like we have selected it, nothing's going to happen, okay? Because I didn't enclose the center point. So I don't know why they haven't figured out how to make that not show as being selected. If I kind of come down here, excuse me, and come down here, now that circle's going to move, okay, because I've got its center point inside of the crossing window, and then both endpoints were also inside there, so the two lines get stretched and the circle gets moved. And that's pretty much it for the stretch command.